Imagine this. You wake up on a cold, sterile table. You don't have a name. You don't have a single memory. Nothing. The only thing you know for sure is the chaos exploding all around you. And this one single instinct, just screaming in your head, survive. Well, this is the story of a woman who was literally forged into a weapon. A woman who has to fight a war she doesn't even remember starting, all to uncover the truth of who she really is. This is the story of Mutant Ghost Wargirl.
So our story kicks off in this chillingly quiet, hidden laboratory. We see a young woman, and she's just suspended there, almost like a museum piece. And she's only known as Experimental Body 166. Then, this cold, detached voice just echoes through the room, declaring the full procedure a success. She's stable. She's ready. But ready for what exactly? Right now, she's just another part of some terrifying machine. Or at least that's what they think.
But when she wakes up, it is anything but gentle. Her eyes just snap open to absolute chaos. You've got alarms blaring, gunfire erupting all around her, and her body, it just moves on its own, like this blur of deadly precise action that her mind just can't keep up with. She's taking down trained guards with skills she had no idea she had. I mean, she's a total prisoner in her own skin, and the only voice she can hear is her own, just crying out in pure terror.
Everything inside her is just screaming at her to run. She's being hunted by this organization that seems to know everything about her, while she doesn't even know her own name. Her only clue comes from a dying scientist who shoves this small object into her hand with a final desperate plea: protect this, no matter what.
It turns out this tiny little ship holds the key to everything, not just her future, but her entire past. And as this army of assassins closes in to get it back, she starts to realize this isn't just about her survival anymore. This is about a woman who has to become the monster they created so she can remember the hero she was always meant to be. And right there, her desperate escape begins. This woman, who we'll soon come to know as Wu King, is like a whirlwind of deadly force, fighting her way out of that lab. You know, every punch, every kick, it's like a ghost memory that's still living in her muscles. But as she's clutching that data chip, her mind is still just a terrifying empty space.
Once she's out on the streets, she is completely and utterly alone. Anyone could be an enemy. Every shadow could be a threat from the people hunting her. She really is a ghost, not just to the world, but to herself, haunted by a past that she just can't seem to reach.
So as Wu King is trying to figure out this hostile new world, you've got to ask, who are these people hunting her with such, relentless force? And what could possibly be on this data chip that's worth killing for? Well, the answer lies with a shadowy group called Medusa.
So, this is the Medusa organization. Think of a corporation that plays God in the darkest corners of science. They literally kidnap people, subject them to these agonizing experiments with something called a gene fluid, and they twist them into these monstrous super soldiers. And at the very top of it all is the ambitious and frankly completely ruthless Liang Shan.
But listen, this isn't just about creating weapons for money or for power. Oh no. Liang Shan's goal is way bigger and a whole lot scarier. The man has a serious God complex. He genuinely believes he's designing a new, perfect human race, with himself as its immortal king. To him, people aren't people. They're just clay to be molded into whatever he wants. Or, just thrown away.
Lost and hunted, Wu King's chaotic run is about to take a wild turn. She literally crashes right into a man named Yang, who's a sharp investigator for a special task force. And guess what? He's been chasing the ghost of Medusa for a while now, trying to figure out where all these missing people are going.
Their first meeting? Yeah, it's pretty explosive. Yang sees this terrified young woman who clearly needs help. But Wu King, who's been conditioned by pure violence, just sees another threat. But before they can even sort that out, Medusa's assassins show up. And just like that, they're not strangers anymore. They're partners in a desperate fight to just make it through the night.
As Yang sees her fight with these almost superhuman skills, he realizes pretty quickly she is way more than just a random victim. A really fragile trust starts to build between them, and together they uncover something huge. That chip isn't just stolen files, it's the key. It is the complete record of every single horrific crime Medusa has ever committed, and it's the one thing that could bring Liang Shan's entire evil empire crashing down. Realizing that Wu Qingqing could destroy everything, Medusa unleashes its biggest gun to get that chip back. They send in their top A-grade mutant, a chillingly efficient assassin named Choi Yuxi, who actually has a history with our hero, a history that neither of them can quite remember.
These two women are like dark reflections of each other. Both created in the exact same fire, but they came out on totally opposite sides. See, Choi Yuxi gave in to Medusa, believing that being controlled was the only way to survive. But Wu Qingqing, even with zero memories, instinctively fights for freedom. Their brutal fight pushes her to her absolute limit, and that's when something deep inside her mind finally cracks wide open.
These fragments of memory just shatter her reality. Flashes of intense training, tactical meetings, a face in a mirror that's her face, but not. The truth doesn't just trickle back in, it hits her like a tidal wave, completely rewriting everything she thought she was.
And then, boom, the shocking truth is revealed. She was never a random victim. The amnesia wasn't a mistake, it was an unexpected side effect of Medusa's messed up experiments. Her real name is Ghost, a top-level agent for the International Security Agency. This was her mission the whole time: go deep undercover, steal Medusa's secrets, and burn the whole organization to the ground. She wasn't the experiment, she was the trap.
So, with her memories back and her identity restored, Ghost's mission is suddenly crystal clear. She's not running anymore. Now, she's hunting. With Yang's help, she has to finish what she started, deliver the evidence on that chip, and take down Li Yongstan's empire from the inside out.
This all leads to the final explosive showdown right inside Medusa's headquarters. And this is where Ghost has to face the ultimate result of all of Li Yongshan's monstrous research, Li Yongshan himself. He's used the perfected gene fluid on his own body, turning himself into the powerful post-human god he always wanted to be.
He doesn't even see her as his enemy. He sees her as his greatest creation, his equal. He offers her a place right by his side, a chance to rule this new world with them. But Ghost sees his perfection for exactly what it is, a monstrous fantasy built on the suffering of countless innocent people. She completely rejects his twisted vision, choosing to fight for the flawed, messy humanity that he was so eager to throw away. And in the end, humanity wins. Ghost, with Yang's help, manages to defeat Li Yongshan and blast the data from that chip out to the entire world. Medusa's labs are raided by a massive international task force, and its leaders are finally arrested.
But with Medusa gone, this story leaves us with more than just a cool action movie victory. It really makes you think about what it means to be human in a time when our very biology can be changed. It's a huge warning about ambition without a conscience, and it's a powerful reminder of the connections that truly make us who we are.
And that's really the big question the movie leaves you with. Wu Qingqing started as experimental body 166, just a number defined by her altered genes. But she chose to become Ghost, an agent for justice. She proved that our identity isn't written in our DNA. It's forged by our choices, our courage, and our compassion for other people.
And this final line from her just perfectly sums up her entire journey. It's not just about the physical changes, it's about her ability to overcome her programming, to redefine her own purpose. She went from being a pawn in someone else's genetic game to a protector of all of humanity. And that just shows the ultimate power of free will.
And that is the incredible story of the Mutant Ghost Wargirl. It really makes you ask, are we defined by our code or by our choices? What did you think of the movie's message? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown, do me a favor and hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives.